Hello, friends. We are trying to study the data here of the flight SQ321, the Singapore Airlines flight, which encountered a very severe turbulence. So, this is the data from the flight radar website. They have published the data, and irrespective of whatever the news is telling, we'll just try to read this data information here. So, as you can see, it's called network timing, is basically the time which was being recorded by the flight radar here. You can simply read it as UTC timing or any time zone. That is not important. Important is the decimal value here. So here, see this. It was at 749.22. At that, the altitude is 37,000 feet. The squawk is the code of the plane. It's a non-emergency squawk right now, so nothing is worrying the pilot. And then the other factor to understand here is vertical speed. Vertical speed zero. When it's a vertical speed zero, that means flight is a level flight. So yeah, it was a level flight. It was, see, if you see all the numbers here, 37,000 feet, 37,000 feet, 37,000 feet, that means the flight is a level flight. There's nothing is out of the ordinary happening till the moment 7:49:22. Now the world is gonna change for that flight. Just see, 7:49:22. That means just after 3 seconds, from zero vertical speed, it goes to a 448 positive vertical speed. That is a positive acceleration of 448 feet per second in just three, if 448 feet per minute in just 3 seconds. That is the positive 448 acceleration. And you can see that from 37,000 feet, the flight has gone to 36925. Now you will see the altitude decreasing while the vertical speed is increasing. This is a clear sign of very severe thing which is happening within 3 seconds. That means the radar at the ground is recording a decrease in the altitude, but actually it's also recording the increase in the vertical speed. Increase in the vertical speed means the plane is thrown up and down. When it's a positive vertical speed, it means the plane is thrown up, is going up with a speed of 448 feet per minute in the gap of just 3 seconds. That's why there's a difference of 37,000 feet to 36925. Now you will ask me why it is positive when the altitude is decreasing. Simple as that. The turbulence was so sudden, whatever happened was so sudden in 4 seconds, that you will see 37,000 feet, 36925, and back to 37,000 feet from zero vertical acceleration up to 1024 positive vertical acceleration. There were negative acceleration in between, but the incident was so sudden it was never recorded here. So from 37,000 feet back to 36925, out of the level flight, back to 37,000 feet again, just 6 seconds. And that's really scary if you are not unbuckled, if you're not buckled in your seat, and if you are not ready for this. It's very scary. And then what happens? Now the altitude is increasing, 37,125, 37,150 with a positive acceleration. See, 1,152 feet per minute now. See the rate at which they are being thrown up right now. The plane is being thrown up. The rate is deadly. This rate will give you positive G. It will help you feel very heavy. It will push you inside the seat. It will start crushing you. And that's what is continuously happening. 37125, 37150, 175, 150, 300, 37125. Again here. Now after 37150, it is again 37130, but after 37300, it is going to again decreasing. The altitude is decreasing here to 37125. That means from positive 1664 feet per minute to negative 1536 vertical speed. That means that 2 seconds before it's flying very at almost to the top, it's going, the altitude is increasing with 1,000 feet per minute, and after 2 seconds the altitude decreasing with 1,500 feet per minute. That's a very scary turbulence. And then again the altitude is decreasing, increasing, decreasing, increasing. Then again, suddenly again in 1 second 2 second time, you have a decrease of minus 768 feet per minute. So whatever the yellow you can see, and I'll want to drag it down till the time the plane is in level flight again. That means the vertical acceleration is zero. So the start of the incident is at 7:49:22 UTC. UTC is just a reference. Seven and up it, and the plane is back to level flight at 7:51:07. That means it is almost taking 2 minutes of horror time from 37,000 feet. The plane is going up to 37,350 feet and then falling up as low as 36,900 feet and 36975 feet, and again going back to a level flight of 3700. If you see these numbers, it is not too big. You will see what's wrong here. 37,000 feet, then 369 feet. It's just a 7175 or 75 feet difference. But the problem here is the seconds. It just in 2 seconds it falls 75 feet with a with a falling rate of 448 feet per minute. And if you are standing in the plane, if you're comfortable with no seatbelt on, boss, you are in for a hell ride here. And see, it's all over the place. It's sometime falling with in the altitude is increasing with 1,000 feet per minute. Then suddenly it is decreasing with 1,500 feet per minute. Then again it is decreasing with 1,200 feet per minute. This entire data shows a story of a horror till the time pilots get in control in 2 minutes, and that's all it takes for the destruction. And after that, if you go back to the data, you will see minus 64, minus 128, 0. It's normal, 111, 0, 0, 0, 0 if you go above 0, 0, 0. So basically, this is the the story of the horror, whatever the news media or whatever the other people are telling it. I'm not going into the reason for that. The thing is that this was very shocking. This is like a horror incident for the people who are inside it. The body is not made for this type of acceleration and deacceleration, and that's why you see what's the entire in the inner structure of the plane, that the luggage, the overhead bins have been ripped off and all, because plane are not internally made to sustain this. The body will sustain this, the airframe will sustain it, but the internal things are still not made to sustain those G's. Thank you for watching. Thanks a lot.